Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here, and welcome to PianoTeq 6. I'm running this now as a standalone version, and here it is. Actually, let's make this full screen so we can see everything a little bit better. And PianoTeq 5, which I did a overview type of review back in 2015, which shows you how to use pretty much everything here. So if you're new to PianoTeq, I strongly advise you to watch that because everything in there still applies here because the graphic user interface, or the GUI, remains the same. There's a couple of minor differences, like see these knobs here? They're more like the fader type knobs that you have in a mixer instead of a black circle like you had in PianoTeq 5. And also, look at the keys here on the bottom. When you play it, whatever you play, it's depressed and it shows you in red, which shows up so much better than just the little black and white way of doing things that they did it before. So that's cool too. And another cool feature here is now they have MIDI playlist. I don't really have anything in my playlist. There's one thing here as a blues demo, and it's actually pretty cool. Well, anyway, so much for that. They have MIDI playlists now, like I was saying, so you can actually create a playlist for MIDI files here. And like I said before in the PianoTeq 5, same thing applies, where no matter what you play, it's always recording MIDI keystrokes of what you're doing. So if you haven't been on this for a while, like a week or two, or maybe even a month or two, or a few days or a few hours, basically, this is what's recently played. And if you look at mine, anywhere from 95 seconds ago when I played 15 notes to 54 minutes ago when I played 14 notes. Over here, 50 minutes ago, I played 411 notes. So, and you can convert these to WAV or MP3, or you can convert them all to a playlist if you like. But that's one of the cool features of PianoTeq. So that's kind of what's new. But the main thing what's new in PianoTeq 6, which allows it to have the 6 now instead of 5.x, an incremental increase, is basically the sound. It's got a new sound engine, and it has all new modeling. So everything is new. And I have another video that compares the same instruments played on PianoTeq 5 and PianoTeq 6. So go ahead and check that out. It's very interesting. But over here, I mean, that Steinway you heard, that's phenomenal. But look at all these Steinway D pianos that you have a choice of having here. So if you go to something like classical, it's going to sound like this. So you got a whole bunch of different Steinways, and the nice thing about version 6 is they've improved the modeling so well on the Steinway pianos that Steinway and Sons actually endorsed it. They now have permission to use Steinway and Sons just facing there right at you, showing you they've got Steinway and Sons endorsements. So when you have other keyboards with sounds built in, including Steinway, or even other virtual pianos or other VSTs or whatever that have Steinway, mostly you're not going to see the word Steinway because they don't have permission to use that word. You're going to see things like German Grand or D something, whatever model. So to try and kind of hint that it's a Steinway. But here, It's right there. So congratulations to Modart for accomplishing that. That's pretty good. All right, so other things. The stage version, there's three different versions that you can buy, and each one goes up in price incrementally. The stage version is the version that's just for players. So you can go ahead and play whatever whatever instrument packs that you happen to purchase. In the piano category, there's Steinway, there's Grotrian, there's Bluthner, there's Yamaha, K2, and Upright, and all that. Each one of those is a separate piano pack that you can purchase, or instrument pack, because they have more than just pianos. And I believe you get two instrument packs of your choice with your initial purchase. So all the rest of those are optional purchases that you can add on. Now, in the stage version, you see these three boxes up here, tuning, voicing, and design. You don't have that in the stage version. This is for people that just want to, load their instrument packs that they purchased, or maybe purchase other instrument packs and just play. And so you won't be able to mess around with modeling or changing the design or the type of tuning or voicing. But all these things down here at the bottom, you can change all of those. Those are included in all three versions. There's stage version, and there's pro, and there's standard. So this is the pro version. The standard and the pro are pretty much similar. But here, let me actually just go back to this for a second, and let's bring this up. Here's the differences. In the stage version, this is what you have here. And in the standard version, they add piano model tweaking, microphone setting, which is really cool. Check out PianoTeq 5 overview that I did for an overview of all of that kind of stuff. And you can load external reverb impulses. Now, PianoTeq Pro does all that, plus thousands of editable overtones and note per note edit. And there's like 30, I don't remember how many parameters that you can edit for each particular note. You can do it on a note by note basis. Excellent. And supports up to 192 kilohertz audio. I'm not sure you're going to be able to tell the difference, but if you're a professional recording studio, they always want the highest possible. So there you go. And there's free instruments you can load as long as you've purchased the PianoTeq software. You can download the software for free, but until you pay for it, it's going to cut out some notes, so it'll run for 20 minutes. Now, the optional purchases that you can do, currently they're $59 a piece, but you got 7 different piano instrument packs, harpsichord, all these different things. It's not just piano, steel pans, vibes, celeste, xylophone, harp, and so on and so forth. So, now let's go back to full screen here. Okay. Now, when you change from one sample to another, and I shouldn't call these samples because they're not, but when you change from one instrument to another, like over here, let's go to Steinway Blues. Okay. You'll notice over here, my velocity settings for my input keyboard velocity and my volume, they're staying constant because I don't want those to change anytime I go from one instrument setting to another. So whenever you change instrument settings, it's all going to load the defaults of each one of those different instrument settings. So if you go up here to this check mark here, you can freeze any of these things, and I've frozen main volume and note on velocity because I want those constant no matter what instrument I choose. And I've clicked on set as default, so those are always going to be the same. But anything else you want to keep constant when you switch from one instrument to another, you just place a check mark there, and it's going to remain constant throughout that session. it's going to revert back to nothing when you restart the program unless you click on Set as Default. So I like that. That's pretty cool. And the sound recording also very cool. But what you can do here, action, you can change your types of actions and mallet bounces. And you have a equalizer here, which you can do, a multi-point equalizer. You can set points that you want here. But the coolest thing of all is there's this little condition bar over here. And right now, let me just put it on something I like. Steinway D Home. Now that's a Steinway D in mint condition, all right? But chances are if you're going to play a Steinway D, it's probably going to be used for maybe 6 months, a year, a couple of years, whatever. So we're going to make the condition a little bit older by clicking on the next value here. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. Now maybe you didn't hear the difference between what I just played and this, so let's make it even older. And if you still didn't hear the difference, let's make it even older. And let's make it even older. Whoa. And now that's going to need some tuning and repairing probably, especially if you get even older. And check out how the keys actually age too. Ooh, that's really... But the most convincing is probably here between that first notch that you can go to and the second. Alright. So anyway, that's Steinway D. They also have Steinway B. And you have all these different kinds of pianos too. So let's go to Steinway B Prelude. All right, that's pretty cool too. And basically, this is the pro version, and I've got all the instrument packs here. So you may have things here on your system that, well, actually, everything's on your system. It's just not activated. So during the first 20 minutes of running your program, if you haven't purchased a particular instrument pack, you can run it in demo mode. And there'll be a little category here at the bottom that says demo, and it'll list all the instrument packs you haven't bought. So you can go ahead and play any of those instruments in demo mode, but some of the keys will be deactivated. So when you play them, you get nothing. And it's only limited to the first 20 minutes of running your software. So that's another thing. But that's a really cool way of sampling what these instrument packs sound like. All right, so Grand Grotrian. Oh, and by the way, Grotrian also endorsed their pianos for using their name here with PianoTeq too. So let's try a Grotrian Concert Royal. Okay, and of course if you try to make it a little older, as opposed to mint. And let's try some of these others over here. There's the Bluthner, of course. Let's try Home. it just kind of makes you want to play. And of course, if you make that sound a little older, it's probably going to sound a little better too. Ah, beautiful. There are so many beautiful pianos here. And here we go. Here's Yamaha. See, now they don't have an endorsement from Yamaha, so they're using YC5 to indicate why it's a Yamaha and it's the model C5. So let's see what that sounds like. A little brighter. Love the bass end on that. Yeah, it sounds a lot like a Yamaha to me. And hopefully they'll be getting an endorsement from Yamaha. I don't know how that goes. And on the previous version on PianoTeq 5, I used to use the Grand K2 a lot. And let's see, let's go to Prelude. And this is all modeled. It doesn't take any CPU cycles. I mean, it does. If you're looking right up here in that percentage sign right there, it's actually showing you how much of your CPU it's using. Right now it's down to 2%. I'm not playing, but watch when I play. And let me go to a different setting, like Grand K2 with, there was one with 3 mics that was pretty good. Yeah, there we go. All right. Keep your eye up here so you'll see how much CPU you're using. So lots of really interesting pianos here. I can go through. Here's a upright. Uh, let's see. Let's go with 4 with a pop. Doesn't sound anything like the Grands, of course. And some of the other instruments over here. Some of the electric pianos. Let's just pick something here at random. Try that. This is a MKI Leslie, and notice how the whole screen changed. And things are now more in tune with what this instrument is. That looks all the same, but the design is a little different here. Now you've got things you can change with the hammer and the damper and the sympathetic resonance and the duplex scale and so on and so forth. Then there's impedance and cutoff, factor that you don't have. This wasn't there when you're playing a piano. So this design changes. And again, if you're using the stage version, you don't have access to that. And that's from the electric pianos. Here's an Electra piano. Let's just try basic. And the design, look at how that is specific to that piano right there, to that electric piano right there. And let's go with one other. Let's go with a clavinet. Let's try a stage clavinet. I don't know if I like that. Let's try something else. Basic. Whatever. But again, look at the design and it's specific to that. Now let's skip the clavs and electric pianos and go to chromatic percussion with a vibraphone. There's a few different kinds. Let's try this one. Humanized. And here we go. Again, specific to that. And let's try Glockenspiel, an original. Whoop. See, over here, these are the keys that that Glock falls in the range of. Anything down here, it's not going to play. So you see I'm depressing the keys, it's not playing. It's not till I get up here. So it respects the limitations of the original instrument. And if we go to design, there we go. Okay. All right. So let's get into some steel pans. Here's a steel drum. Let's try natural. All right, very cool. And again, you've got a range right here, so anything outside that range won't play. And the design, there we go. And let's pick something else from one of the other categories. Like a concert harp. Very nice. Yeah, you got a little bit different settings here in the design section now. And there should be another category. Kremseg collection. Let's try let's see, Bechstein. Bechstein 440. That would probably benefit with a little bit of reverb as far as I'm concerned. So these are the different Bechsteins. These are the different one of these. So each one of these has a bunch of different stuff. Anyway, this has kind of been a little intro to PianoTeq 6. See my PianoTeq 5 overview review so that you know how every one of these things work. I go through it in detail. and it's really cool. And sound recording, that's another one. You don't get this in the stage version either. This is where you can take your microphones. This is a top view and this is a straight on view. So as I move a microphone here, it's also, you can see a change here. See how I got louder because I moved the microphone closer? And let's say I want the mic over here. So you can play around with that, but that's just two mics. You've got up to 5 mics you can use. And these are the different kinds of mics. Now, they can't use the manufacturer's names, but obviously a U87 is a Neumann mic, and it's worth a couple $1,000s. And you can just go into Google and type in microphone space and what you see over here. It'll come back and tell you the manufacturer, and it'll tell you the price too. And these are some pretty expensive mics. So this program is really something. Anyway, hope I've given you a little bit of a nice overview on that. Piano Man Chuck. Peace out. Thanks for watching.